9. The 7 biggest mistakes when pitching music to a music supervisor by email. I'd like to address the 7 biggest mistakes you should avoid when pitching to a music supervisor by email. Now, the mistakes I'm about to highlight are not only made by newcomers, but by seasoned music publishers. There's plenty of competition in the market and only a finite number of music buyers, so it's vitally important to make an excellent first impression, as you may not get a do-over. The best music supervisors have been around for years, and if you mess it up once, it'll be hard for you to get your foot in the door again. So let's say you've discovered a great way to be included in a song request sent out by your new music supervisor contact. Great, but what do you do next? Better yet, what do you not do? 1. Mr. Irrelevant. One of the biggest offenders is being Mr. Irrelevant, the person who pitches music that misses the specific instructions sent by a music supervisor. Proposing irrelevant music is like putting a nail in your coffin. You've just proven that you have absolutely no ear when it comes to pitching music. Missing the mark just once can drop you off the list of trusted music sources. If you don't have the right music, just pass until you have something that fits and keeps your reputation intact. When in doubt, let people who understand a particular music genre critique your selections before you share them. 2. Sending MP3s. Don't send an MP3 unless a music supervisor explicitly asks you to. MP3s can easily clog email boxes and upset music supervisors who sometimes get hundreds of emails per week. 3. Forcing downloads. Some seem to think that forcing a music supervisor to download their songs without being able to preview them first is a great idea. Music supervisors do not have the time to download even a single song just to decide whether your music is right for their project. There are great resources to let music supervisors preview your music without forcing a download. 4. Not mobile optimized. Most people access their email by mobile phone, including music supervisors. Some music publishers create fancy HTML emails with plenty of images, which aren't professional both because they look like spam and because they aren't mobile optimized. If you want to get a music supervisor to preview your music from her mobile phone, you should ensure that the email and the page you share are mobile optimized. 5. Links galore. Avoid sending emails that include more than one link to a selection of songs. If you do this, a music supervisor will not know which links to click, and anything confusing will simply get disregarded. Shorten or embed your URL. Long links can get cut off and are rendered unusable. 6. Copycat. Copying and pasting the same text into every message you send is a bad idea. If you do not include a custom message with your pitch, it looks like you don't care about the project brief and that you're just randomly pitching music and potentially wasting their time. 7. The endless intro. If it's the first time you're working with a specific music supervisor, you might feel obligated to quote your entire company history in the email. A couple of sentences suffice to build credibility. You don't need to recite an entire novel to introduce yourself. Your time is precious, and so is theirs. Be brief. Find other ways to introduce yourself. Provide a link to your company website and/or set up a personal meeting or a phone call. Key takeaways. Avoid key mistakes to ensure you're able to stay in contact with a music supervisor over the long term.